Today on the channel, we've got one of the legendary expanded universe characters brought into the Disney canon. Today we've got Grand Admiral Thrawn on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Star Wars The Vintage Collection review. This time we're looking at Grand Admiral Thrawn. Obviously, this is a long-awaited figure, first time in the Vintage Collection. He's gotten other 3 3/4 inch figures in the past, but he's never been in the Vintage Collection. And so finally this legendary character from the novels and Screen Rebels, as you can see on his card back, has finally been brought to the Vintage Collection. And to me, he's a must-have character for Star Wars. So I was glad, you know, it's great that we finally got him. So just taking a look at his card, of course. We got him from Rebels. The figure, though, while he doesn't really look like Lars Mikkelsen, he looks more like the classic novelization interpretation of Grand Admiral Thrawn. And, you know, I don't really care either way. I'm just glad to finally have this character in the Vintage Collection. He is number VC296, as you can see here. And the cross-sell is with other characters from Ahsoka, even though he's being listed as a Rebels character. I do have a few other of these characters to get to. I do have the Grand Inquisitor, which is kind of funny. I have Boba Fett. Obviously, I've already done a review for this Ahsoka. Although this Ahsoka is on a Ahsoka card back. It's the exact same figure that was in the Mandalorian card back. And Moff Jerjerrod, we'll be getting a review at some point on the channel whenever I get around to it. But yes. So once again, here's Grand Admiral Thrawn in package. Might as well take a look at him now. His pillbox is cool. It's a great card. But I'll be opening this copy. And of course, I got this figure from Target. I actually found him in store in Target and snagged him on a sale for like $9. So I was fine with that. And we're gonna get him out and see what he's got. Here is Grand Admiral Thrawn with his sole accessory, a blaster pistol. And we're gonna look at that here in a bit, but we're gonna look at Grand Admiral Thrawn first. So the cool thing about Grand Admiral Thrawn is, you know, recently Hasbro started releasing Imperial officers from Return of the Jedi on a new body. Moff Jerjerrod and Admiral Piet have both been released with this new body. And Grand Admiral Thrawn, of course, shares parts with them, but not all the parts. He's actually really a retool and not just another repaint just in white. And we'll get into that here in a bit. So with him out of the package, we can see him up close with his blue skin. He is a Chiss from the unknown regions, and they are the species. They're humanoid with blue skin and glowing red eyes. And Grand Admiral Thrawn. Here has that. It's kind of difficult to see the eyes, but they are red. Of course, he has, you know, the usual posability, the usual articulation of a modern vintage collection figure. And the thing that makes Grand Admiral Thrawn so special is that, one, he's the only non-human Grand Admiral out of 13 Grand Admirals in the Empire. He is a tactical genius. They're all supposed to be tactical geniuses, but Grand Admiral Thrawn stood out amongst even them. And in the original story, he was tasked with taming the unknown regions for the Emperor, and he was, of course, secretly promoted to Grand Admiral because previous to Disney, the Emperor had a preference for humans. He did not like non-humans. So Grand Admiral Thrawn was given the rank of Grand Admiral, but sort of shuffled off to the side, but given a task to do. And he returned to Imperial space 5 years after the Battle of Endor, only to find out that it was now the New Republic and the Emperor was dead. So he enacted a plan of revenge to get the Empire back in power with himself as the leader. And it's a long story, but you want to read the Heir to the Empire trilogy, which has recently been re-released. So those books are out on the stand now, on, you know, book stands now. And I actually picked those up. My wife got them for me as a Christmas present last year. Of course, I've read them multiple times, but I do have them. So Grand Admiral Thrawn has his Grand Admiral uniform. It is not exactly the same as your normal Imperial officer. There's differences besides just the white. And he looks fantastic. He looks amazing. Now, looking at his blaster pistol, it's actually similar to the blaster pistol he got back in the day during the Power of the Force, Power of the Jedi era. It's not that different. And the cool thing is he has a holster, so you can just plug the pistol in right there. Or, of course, he can hold the pistol, even though, you know, while he does have fighting skills and all that sort of thing, as a Grand Admiral, he's not exactly going out and, you know, fighting rebels or New Republic people or whatever you want to do. But, you know, it's nice to know that he has a pistol and he has a holster for it, unlike the other Imperial officers that have been thus far released. Speaking of those Imperial officers, I do have here Admiral Piet, who did get a review earlier this year on the channel. And we can do some comparisons. So as you can see, the chest rank symbols alone are different, and the lapels are not, you know, are not present. The the gold triangular things on his collar obviously are not on the standard non-Grand Admiral uniform, and there's no holster on the Admiral's tunic. But this part, aside from the holster, the wrinkle pattern is exactly the same. It's like the same part, but they added a holster. which is why I say it's a retool. The pants are, of course, different. Here he has the flared, German-esque, Nazi-esque pants. The arms are actually exactly the same. And, you know, and the legs are, the lower legs, same boots, same standard Imperial issue boots. So there you go. There's your differences there. Them. Grand Admiral Thrawn's torso is a little bit bigger, so he's like just a tad taller than Admiral Piet. So yeah, there you go. It fits in well. Now we'll bring in Emperor Palpatine. He does stand well. I mean, I pretty much had to like almost like knock him over to make him fall. That new mold does stand pretty good. Can't really say the same for the Emperor right now, but you know, close enough for government work. So there you go. So we're gonna make this one short and sweet. Get on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Star Wars The Vintage Collection VC296 Grand Admiral Thrawn. This is a long-awaited figure for me. I've always, you know, wanted a Grand Admiral Thrawn. Of course, I did have the old one back in the day and everything, but to have him finally in the Vintage Collection, it's sort of checking a box, pretty big box. Now we need to Count Dooku. There's a couple other characters that we just never gotten, but those to me were the big two. Next year we'll be getting Count Dooku. I'll be sure to get them. For where I've got a figure ranked, because he's a retool, but a very good retool, I'm going to give Grand Admiral Thrawn a 9 out of 10. You know, I could see him perhaps being a Vintage Collection, you know, figure of the year contender. I'm not sure I'm going to do a Vintage Collection only, you know, figure of the year. Maybe I'll do a Star Wars one. I don't know. But he might, you know, he could appear on a list like that. It's a great figure. If you don't have him in your collection, and you're even slightly a bit of a fan of Grand Admiral Thrawn, then, you know, you kind of need this. So, yeah, I would get him. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks, everybody, for viewing the videos, and thanks to all the new subscribers. You guys are making me so happy. Getting new subscribers every day so far. That's, you know, that's good. I do want to, you know, deliver great content to you guys to make you want to watch the videos. That's the whole point. Well, it's part of the point. The other point is the outlet for me. I like shooting these videos in a sense, just to have my outlet with my collection. So, as I've stated in other videos back in the past. But for now, that's going to do it. Again, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. Leave a comment about Grand Admiral Thrawn, what you think about him, what's your history with him. Are you happy to get him? Did you skip him? Whatever. You know, leave it in the comments. All right. Everybody stay safe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.